Morning, students. In last class, we discussed about null constraint and various what we call integrity complex constraints. Right now, coming to in this session, I would like to give a important concept called trigger. Okay, why I skipped only two topics in last session means it should not be burden to the students. If I complete this trigger in previous class, so it will be burden to the students. Okay, because we have a small time for studying purpose. Okay, if I move like an express, it becomes very crucial to the students to understand. So from last session onwards, I thought that instead of going like an express, instead of going like a uh, syllabus completion process, just just discuss particular topic in particular session, so that the topic will be complete and it will be useful and understandable to the students. Okay, right. Coming to this session, we are discussing two topics again, called triggers and views. So the triggers are nothing but whatever the particular event is happening. Based on the event, the condition will be arise. Based on that condition, event will the action will be executed. Okay, so you know that in one movie, everything will be interlinked. The hero will say everything will be interlinked. That is, if an event is happened, based on that event, some condition will process. Okay, some condition will be occur. If that condition is occur, based on that condition, an action will flow. Okay, so the trigger is also like this. Simply we can say that trigger is a event, condition, action. Based on event, condition occurs. Based on condition, action will happen. Okay, see, simple. If there is a, you know that in C language, if condition. Okay, if is an event. Based on if event, condition will occur. Based on the condition, the statement is executed either yes or no. Okay, similarly in SQL also, we have an event. That event is called as rows. Okay, right. Based on the rows, you are retrieving some data. That data retrieving is based on some condition. Okay, event is nothing but attributes and rows. Okay, if you are giving some condition on particular attributes and rows, event is happening, condition will occur. Okay, based on condition, you are retrieving where data, where condition data. Okay, this is the concept of you are retrieving data in SQL. This process is called as simple trigger. Okay, we have in this trigger already the events will be you know that DDL commands and DML commands. Okay, events are nothing but you are inserting data. This is an event. You are inserting means based on some condition you retrieve the data. I want name. Okay, I want some name. So I want some name means we have to insert that name. That inserting the data is an event. Okay, I want particular name means I am implementing that name by means of where condition. Whenever the where condition is happened by means of the name, you are retrieving data. Condition based on where condition you are retrieving. The combination of these three is called as trigger. Okay, I hope you understand this concept. Okay, right. So a trigger is a special type of stored procedure. It is a special type of stored procedure. Stored procedure means already the data is available in your database. Okay, stored Already the data is available in your database, but you are retrieving that data by means of a procedure which automatically runs when an event occurs in the database sub. Okay, so it is a stored procedure that automatically runs when an event occurs in the database triggers. Okay, DML triggers run when a user tries to modify data through a data manipulation language event. So if you are updating means automatically what happens? Updation is happening. So event is a update. Okay, you are giving a condition. Automatically what happens means updation is happening. Updation is an action. Okay, you are retrieving some name means retrieving particular name is an action. Okay, okay. DML events are insert, update or delete statements on a table or a view. Already we discussed. These triggers fire when any valid event fires when table rows are affected or not, whether the table rows are affected or not. If you are giving some table statement based on particular table row statements, you are retrieving your data. If it is retrieving means an event is has successfully happened. It is giving error means it is also happening an event, condition and action, but that process is a false process, so that it is giving a error as an output. Okay, the DDL triggers run in response to a variety of DDL events. So already you know that these events primarily correspond to transaction SQL called create, alter and drop statements, and certain system stored procedures that perform DDL like operations. Okay, right. We have a series of statements in trigger, that is event, condition and action. Event is nothing but you are eventing like inserting, deleting and updation. So based on whatever you are giving the conditions, automatically is what happened means action is happened. That action is to be taken when condition is satisfied. So for any trigger there will be a syntax. The syntax is, see here, syntax is create, trigger, trigger name, followed by what happens before, what happens after. So it gives the before trigger process, that is the action perform. Before action perform is a before process. After action happened means a after process. So that before an action process should be either insertion of data or updation of data, deletion of data. These three are the events. These two are the actions. These two are the events. On where it happens means some condition. That condition is taken where? Rows. On the table name for each row. So this is the trigger body. First you are giving, so this the syntax will be from bottom to top. So this is the event, condition, action, top to bottom. Now if you are writing syntax means what happens means where from where we start this action. The action is a before or after. Next condition, that condition will be based on some table name and followed by event. The event is insert, update and delete. Okay, first start with action followed by event and followed by condition. The condition will be here. Okay, see already explanation of the syntax. Create trigger means you are creating or replacing any trigger. Before after means where the trigger will be, action will be executed. Insert, update, delete means the event is processed. The event is processed by means of DML operations. Where the operations perform means on table name. So this specifies the name of the table associated with the trigger. The table consists of what means rows or the attributes. This specifies a row level trigger. Okay, the trigger will be executed for each row being affected. This will be, we will discuss later, for each row. Next are each statement or before statement or after statement. Okay, next and last one is before and after trigger. Before triggers when it runs means it run the trigger action before the trigger statement is run. After means trigger action performed after the trigger statement runs. Okay, right. See, I have a student database. We have a student database, so that the different attributes are TID, name, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. These are the fields. So now I am structuring the what we call as trigger. which consists of create trigger, trigger name, before what the action is insert. Now you are inserting, okay, on. So this is the syntax already we discussed. Create trigger, trigger name, before what we are before, we have to use these two, either before or after. We have to use these three, either insert, update or delete, where on means table name. For each row we have to row the, you have to give the row. Okay, now see this, create trigger, trigger name, what you are doing before insert, on table name, for each row. This is the for each row. Now you are writing the body. Now whatever the, this provides the operation to be performed as trigger is fired. Now this is the, what happens means, based on this trigger body, these three will happens. Okay, now you are writing the syntax, that is set student dot total, right? You have to performing total. The total depends on where, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. The subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, where it belongs means student. Okay, we have 4 or 5 tables means we have to use dot operator. We have only one table means we should not use a dot operator. Okay, so that for understanding the which table you are performing the process, we have represent that dot operator, which consists of dot before means a relation name, dot after means a attribute name. Okay, student dot total, we get the student of total by means of subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. Okay, and start student percentage will get by means of the total. Percentage will come by the total. Total by, we can use how many subjects. Okay, right here. This is the statement. Now after this statement is execute, insert into what we are giving of, you are giving this structure, automatic next what happens means you have to insert values, because you said I'm inserting. Okay, inserting values like these three insert. You are not inserting these two values, right? See, you are not inserting any two values. See here, subject 1 to only you are inserting three values, automatically it has performed total and percentage. You are giving three values, you are not giving these two values. Okay, when you execute this one, automatically this will be happen, action will be happen, because you create the structure in trigger body. Okay, next we have different types of triggers. Already we discussed that what do you mean trigger. It is a defined by a type of triggering transaction by level at which the trigger is executed. At which level the trigger is executing. We have 4 levels called row level, statement level, before level and after level. So already we discussed that row level means every transaction, every row, we have 5 rows. Okay, for 5 rows we are performing 5 different operations, so that you use a row level trigger. Okay, row level trigger execute once for each row in a transaction. This is a one row transaction. Next row means they will be based on next statement. Okay, right, this is the row level triggers. If you go for the statement level triggers means, if I have 10 rows, the same action is performing on 10 rows, then instead of giving 10 syntax at different manner, just give a one transaction or one particular process or one trigger process. Based on one trigger process, all 10 will be executed. So this is a called as statement level triggers. And next go for the before triggers means, instead of, if whatever the transaction is happened, the transaction is happened before you are inserting the data. That is called as before triggers. Whatever the transaction is happened based on the triggers, the action is performed after the transaction is executed. That is called as after triggers. So we will discuss with an example. See, we have the before trigger. For example, to prevent deletion on Sunday, for this we have to use two statement level before trigger on delete statement. Before triggers are used to derive specific column values before completing a triggering insert or update statement. So before means if your updation is happened, before what happens, after what happens. Insert, before insert what happens, after what happens. Okay, so what we are performing insert and update will be used before, and after will be performed when there is a particular statement called delete. Okay, right. See, this is, we see this one after trigger execute trigger action, after trigger statement is happened, right? We can see to perform cascade delete operation. It means that user delete the record from one table, but the corresponding records in other tables are deleted automatically by a trigger which fired after the execution of delete statement issued by the user. Already we discussed on delete cascade means I have two relations. In one relation is depending on primary key, another is based on the foreign key. If I am deleting particular data in parent data, automatically the action is performing after you are deleting one table process. After automatically what happens means if you are deleting particular table data, automatically after deleting this table data, next table data is automatically deleting. So we delete operation is performed by after trigger. Insert and update will be performed at before trigger. Okay, I hope you understand the type 4 levels of triggers. Now coming to coming to another topic on this session called as views in SQL. What do you mean by view? View is nothing but a abstract point. Okay, abstract point means for any abstraction, if there is completely hiding, completely giving the data, which is not giving completely data, just giving abstract data, that is whatever the useful to particular user, that is giving to the user, that can be explained by means of a view concept. Okay, it is a window. I am seeing the data by means of window, so that whatever visible to the particular window will be visible to the user instead of checking all the data from the real world. Okay, see, a view is a virtual table that is derived from other tables. So before starting this topic, if I am giving a simple difference between a memory, cache memory, secondary memory. Okay, cache memory is belong in main memory. Okay, so if I am executing 4 or 5 statements at a time, okay, already you discussed about what we call as in query processing. We have hard pull and soft pull. Okay, soft pull is nothing but a views. Okay, that is if you are taking a particular statement frequently, so instead of writing the statement, just the statement is taken into view, so that select star from view name means automatically you get the data of particular statement. Okay, simple. If I want to retrieve student name, okay, so that I will write a query called as select student name, okay, from table name where particular student. It happens means automatically every time I will give that statement, automatically it retrieves the data. Okay, instead of writing that simple that query every time, just keep that statement in a view. Keep that statement in a view. So if you maintain that view, automatically instead of writing that command, just you check the view, that is select star from view name, so that automatically it retrieves the data. Okay, I hope you understand, right? Right. It allows for limited update operations since the table may not physically be stored. So automatically if you are giving view means it should not be stored as a table. It just physically appears, but logically it is not available. Okay, so logically we see the data, but it should not be applicable any physically in your database. Okay, it allows full query operations, a convenience for defining complex operations once and reusing the definition. So I have a complex statement, so every time that complex statement will execute it. So if any remembrance point of view, that statement is not remembered by a particular programmer means automatically we should not retrieve particular data. So instead of writing that complex query, just put that complex query into a just view, so that you every time you write a view, so that based on the view you retrieve the complex data. Okay, right. It can also be used as a security mechanism. Okay, right. We use a uh, uh, particular, how you create a table means create table name. Similarly, here also we use create view. Okay, a virtual table called view name. Okay, create view name, create table name. Similarly, create view name. Okay, a possible list of attribute names. For example, when arithmetic operations are specified, or when we want the names to be different from the attributes in a base relations, then we use a views. Okay, a query to specify the view contents. Okay, only we have to view particular contents means you should put that view contents in a view class. Okay, right. Next, we can specify SQL retrieve queries on a view table, same as a base table, right? If I want to retrieve particular employees greater than 100, then I use a select department number from table name where condition. Okay, so that instead of writing this condition every time, just you put this condition by means of this create view. So create, this is the constraint, create view name as, this is the 4 keywords has to use. For any view you have to store particular statement as a view. Instead of writing this query, just you have to write 4 keywords. 4 keywords are create view name as, and remaining syntax as common as previous one. Okay, that is, see, create, if this is the statement, then I will use as here, see, create view name, that is a particular view name you present. It should not be mismatched with matched with particular table name. Okay, create view name as select. Now this 4 keywords, after 4 keywords, now you will write this query, automatically view is created. So if I want to retrieve this particular content, instead of writing this keyword, just select star from view name, so that we can retrieve the data. So you have to identify, understand and remember the view name. Okay, this is the particular statement. This is a complex statement. So instead of writing the complex statement, just maintain this complex statement in a view, so that now instead of writing this complex view, just select star from works on new, the automatically it gives the result. Okay, right. If I want to delete the data, I can drop as like as table name, drop table name there. But here just we drop view name. Okay, automatically it will remove. Okay, how the view will be implemented? Okay, the view will be automatically hidden to the user, because I am saying that it is abstraction level. Okay, or the window level. So for any view implementation, we have two important concepts called query modification and view metallization. So the query modification is, it modifies the previous view query into a query on the underlying base tables. It just modifies the whatever the, if your base table modifies means automatically view table is also modifies. Okay, next, view materialization. But the disadvantage here is inefficient for views defined via complex queries. Sometimes it should not be sometimes it should not be executed for complex queries. Okay, next, view materialization. View materialization means it involves physically, we are not creating physically. Okay, it involves physically creating and keeping a temporary table that holds the view query result. Okay, it just logically it presents the data, but physically it should not be appeared in your database. Okay, it shows like as an index to retrieve the particular data. So it concerns means when automatically the base table changes, it also be modified. And it incrementally strategy is just increment update of the temporary view table. What is incrementing in your base table means automatically updating the base level tables. Okay, I hope you understand the view concept and trigger concept in this section. Okay, I hope you so that 90% of the third unit is completed, but the 10% is very important. The 10% will take two classes. One is for the theoretical and second one is the programmatical. The programmatical perception, you use a foreign key constraints so that we can easily understand the what is foreign key constraints and how the foreign key constraints executed and how the nested queries will be executed. Okay, so I hope you understand this session. We hope the best for the next session. Okay, thank you all.